And welcome to this episode of the Sean and Renee Talk Show. I am your co-host, Tia Renee.
And this is Nisha LaShawn.
Today, on this episode, we will be talking about I don't want to. And that is a statement that people can either take offense to or accept. We're going to discuss today where people have asked us, or we've been in situations where we've been asked to do things and we just basically say no. And that's our final answer. And our experiences with dealing with that. So I'll go first. I have been in situations where I've been either asked to go places, to do things, or even to just, can someone actually come visit me? And I've said no. And people always try to change my opinion. Well, why don't you just do this for me just this one time? Or come on, you know you want to go, or you know you want to do this. No. That's my answer. And the reason why I say no is because it's for variable reasons, of course. But most of the time, it's just because I don't want to. One, I enjoy being at home in my space, relaxing, chilling, especially if I didn't been to work. Because my work hours consist of very early hours. So when I get off from work, I'm ready to go home, get in the shower, get my jammies, and chill. So the odds of me coming back out after I have been to work and came home are slim to none. Catch me when I'm leaving work, then you might got a chance. But I try to reserve a lot of time if I'm going to do things or activities. It's usually on the weekends because, like I said, my start time is 6 a.m. for work. And I usually have to be up at 4:15, 4:30, getting my life together so I can be to work on time. So when you up that early in the morning, the last thing you want to do when you get off work is to do anything outside of just going home. So stopping at the grocery store and going home is on brand. But I try to reserve the weekends to do other things. And then some weekends, I just don't want to do nothing. I've done enough public activity when it comes to work. So I would say when I say no, that means I'm not being mean to you when I say no. I'm just saying it for me. I have been dealing with the public because I work with the public. I work in healthcare. I've dealt with the public all week. I just want to be in my house by myself.
Now, when you say, okay, I've been at work all day, I get to the point to where I'm burnt out. I'm just done with interacting with people.
Yes.
To me, that is categorized as the reason.
Yes.
This is the reason, the root reason as to why I'm saying, no, I don't want to do that.
Yes.
I'm going to just opt out.
Yes.
But let's talk about all of the things that happen before the explanation, right? So let's just say, hey, see, let's go out. Let's go out to happy hour after you get off of work. And you say, no, I don't want to. What is that interaction right there? Talk about how people either accept the boundary of this is all I have to give for the day, or don't accept it, how it affects relationships when you are just clear on, I've had enough of the world. I want to go into my place of solitude. The expectations that family, friends may put on you to force you to interact. And if you choose not to interact, what happens to the relationship when you say today, I really choose to be with me and nobody else?
Well, for me, I'm actually in a great space because my immediate family and friends know, one, she not going. So I can say I'm in a unique situation because everybody understands my time schedule.
The people that you have in your life right now,
absolutely,
you filter out all of those folks.
Oh, absolutely, yes, because and it wasn't too hard either because
too hard to get rid of y'all.
No, it wasn't because. Especially when I tell you I start my day at 4:15, 4:30 a.m., the first next statement is, oh, you be up early. Yes. So that's why you don't respond to text sometimes because you're asleep. You got it. So I'm in a unique space where people accept my no. Now, before then, yes, I would have to give an explanation. Well, come on, you can go just this one time. And then I just have to say, no, I don't want to. And that's enough.
So before you had the unique work schedule to where at the crack of dawn, the booty crack of dawn, people was like, okay, yeah, you do need to stay in the house. Yes. Right? Because once you tell people your schedule, it's like, girl, yeah, please go in.
Yes.
But prior to that, having that schedule, and you had the people that would try to convince you to go out or convince you to interact, did you find those people like attempting to validate why your no was okay? Like probing you and asking you to figure out if your no was good enough?
Yeah, they would ask me like, well, why can't you? And that's when, if I have to explain to you why I'm saying no, and then I actually do it, that means I care about your feelings.
Okay.
Now, if I say to you no, and I double down on I'm not going, that means stop trying me.
Okay, so it's the no with explanation, I love you. The no with no explanation, get your ass on my face.
Flat out. I'm cut and dry with it because it's like, but still then I know who I'm speaking to when I'm saying double down on the no with no explanation, because they just gonna come up with any kind of reason why I should go. So my answer is gonna still be no. I'm not gonna explain to you. It's just no.
Yeah.
Now, have they felt the way? Yeah. But at the same time you're going to respect what I'm saying. It's like, I don't want to go.
Why do you think people take the no to social interaction so personally?
Because people want you to do what they want you to do. And I find that, when people have that mindset, you have to kind of see where it's coming from. Why do you have this expectation for people to always do exactly what you want them to do? And then in looking at that, it was like, oh, okay, so you're one of those people that don't understand that people have a life outside of you.
That's a big one right there, because it's a lot of folks who believe they're the sun, and that their family, friends, co-workers, it's like all the little planets circling around, waiting on the sun to get them some light.
And on top of that, they view their friends as their property.
You belong to me, so you should be able to go
when or however, whenever. And it's not like that. And as you get older, it's going to be less like that. How many times have we had to schedule, I ain't seeing your face in a month of Sundays. That need to change, and we going to change it.
And it'd be hard finding it on the calendar, too. It'd be back and forth, what about this date, that date?
Yes. So that's what I think people have to understand. And that's why I say when I encounter a person like that, I kind of have to set up that boundary. I got to push you back a little bit because you're not respecting what I'm saying. It's not that I'm being mean to you or saying that I don't want to interact with you or I want to be around you. It's just that whatever particular activity you requested for me or requested me to attend with you, I don't either want to participate or I have something else to do, or financially, I don't want to spend my money on it.
Yeah, and then sometimes I have the finances, I have the free time, but I just don't have anything else to give.
Yeah.
Like, it gets to a point to where I don't have any other, not an ounce of social skills left.
Yes.
I have ran out.
Yes.
You actually don't want me there.
No.
When I get to that point.
Because I'm going to ruin your time.
I'm going to ruin the shindig. I'm going to cut up. Nothing's going to make me happy.
Right.
Everybody's going to be like, she's not a vibe.
Right.
We invited her.
Right. And why did you bring her?
They're going to put the B word in front of it. Dog me out. Now your friends of the friends is saying we can't go out. Is she gonna be there?
And don't bring her no more.
And now you trying to explain, oh no, she really cool.
Yes. She
not really like that.
Right.
They would have never had that experience had you left me
alone
where I was at.
Absolutely.
You gotta know yourself and you gotta know when to know N-O.
Right.
Know yourself, K-N-O-W.
Yes.
To know N-O when the no is appropriate.
Correct.
I don't have it in me to be positive.
No.
I need to rest. I'm sleep deprived.
Yes.
I ain't did a full face skincare routine in 2 weeks.
Right.
My toes is dry. My elbows ain't been lotioned.
Right. I haven't been able to sit in silence without nothing vibrating, beeping, or the phone ringing, or nobody texting me to do nothing.
Responding to emails. My scalp is flaky.
Yes. I just need to not have to do anything. And you need to be okay with that.
You have to be okay with it. I have to stay inside. My cuticles are cracked. You don't want me outside with dry, cracked cuticles.
Right.
Yeah, let me stay in the house.
Yes. And a lot of people, I'll say not all your friends, but you'll find some that they take offense to that.
Yeah. We need to know why. If I tell you I can't go to that party,
it's okay.
Why is that an offense to you as an individual?
Right.
Now, I do know it's some people who don't like social interactions at all.
Correct.
I'm not going to go out to the gathering. I'm not going to go to the party. I can't be involved in any of that.
Right.
If you know this person is a stay in the house and read a book person,
why even ask him?
Why even ask them? Also, if you know you're the individual who requires a friend who has something else to give, why are you trying to force this person to a friendship? Because is that a matter of compatibility or not?
It's not a form of compatibility at all, because I get it, opposites attract, but if one is a homebody and the other one is a social butterfly, y'all are only going to agree on minimal interactions where y'all both agree that y'all like certain things. Like if you trying to invite a homebody to a concert, you are really, unless they like a particular artist, you're talking to the wall. They're not going.
Or somebody's sacrificing something.
Yes.
In that, and it's like, okay, are we really happy if we have to sacrifice ourselves just to be in relationship with one another on a consistent basis? Like if I'm inherently a homebody and you're inherently the social butterfly.
Right.
You know, that's different than...
It's going to be minimal interactions. It's going to be y'all two. Maybe a third at most.
Maybe.
At most, yes.
Maybe. But you got to be okay with it. You can't understand, okay, I know this is how this person operates, but I'm also going to be mad that I can't get them to go to my 20-person birthday dinner party.
Right. When you know they wouldn't do that anyway.
They wouldn't do it anyway.
And it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because it's like that same homebody that don't like to go nowhere, if you don't ask them to go,
they'll be willing to go.
Or mad you didn't ask them to go. So it's kind of like threading the needle just right. But at the same time, it's just like kind of have to be like, okay, I know my friend. I'm going to mention it.
Yeah.
To see what your gauge is on it. But at the same time, it's like, I don't have any expectations of you. I think you should handle stuff like that.
So it's levels, because you have that person that's social and they're a social butterfly, period. Mm-hmm. They're going to be outside. You gonna hardly catch them at home. And they gonna even say sometimes, why at home is boring. Ain't nobody here.
Right. I don't like to be alone. That's a red flag to me anyway in a person, but we'll talk about that another time. We're gonna circle back. Mm-hmm.
They like to be outside. And then you have the people, I consider myself this kind of person. Mm-hmm. I am sociable, right? So when I go out in social settings, I don't have an awkwardness. I don't feel shy. I'm not fearful or anxious of social situations. I don't second guess myself. When I step out, I'm going to look fabulous and have me a good time.
Right.
But I like to go out with a purpose. Right. I'm not that person that say we just going to shoot over such house and shoot the...
No.
Why?
No.
Because my Netflix work too.
Right.
You're not going to catch me just randomly saying, oh, no, I'm bored at home. I'm going to go...
Because I like to be at home, rub my feet together. What are we talking about?
If we going out, we better have some reservations.
Yes.
An itinerary.
Yes.
A purpose. Somebody's birthday, retirement parties. A wedding. We going out for a reason.
Yes. Not just to be out.
Not just to be out. That's me. And then you have those people who they don't like to go out, period. You ask them to put on some dress slacks. Anything outside of that hoodie and them sweatpants.
Or jeans. You ask that lady to put on a little black dress and take them leggings off. She's pissed. Mm-hmm. They don't like to go outside. They want their Snuggie. Yes.
They want their remote and a couch.
Yes.
Chilling in the crib.
Yes.
It's going to be a struggle.
Yes.
For them to go to that event or that social setting.
Right.
It is not their preference,
no.
But they make occasional sacrifices to maintain relationships with their loved ones.
Yes.
Okay. Now the occasional sacrifice in the I can't be at home, it's boring. Avoid each other. Leave each other
alone. At all costs. It's just like, how do y'all not know each other?
Leave each other alone. But why do they always end up together? Either in friendships or in romantic relationships.
Yes.
They always end up with each other. And then at some point, it becomes an issue.
Yes.
Because now we're combating who we are inherently.
Right.
We have to have some self-awareness to be able to organize these no's.
I agree. And the thing about it is that you know who you are as a person to your core.
Some people don't.
This is true. Okay.
Some people don't.
Okay, I scratched that because you're right. You are 1,000% correct because I've been running into people lately that don't even know.
You don't know yourself.
You don't even know yourself. You don't even know how your feelings work. So I scratched that. Lord, forgive me. I've been having conversations with people and I keep saying like, you expect how you were raised to be the standard when it's not.
Yes.
And that is totally my fault. That is totally my fault because I cannot put that expectation on other people and it's not fair.
And how you were raised is not the standard. And people get that mixed up.
Yes.
You know, me, I go to sleep with them dishes in the sink. Won't mess me up. Not one bit. Them little 3-4 bowls up in there.
Right.
Not gonna have me up at night.
Right.
See you in the morning.
Right.
Other people, they were raised, you can't go to, the house is not done if them 3 bowls up in there.
Or if it's laundry anywhere.
Yes. And we, of course, I was raised a certain way to maintain the home. But if you know the way I was raised is not conducive to my lifestyle as of today.
Right.
Come on into reality.
Yeah.
What is happening today?
Yes.
You was raised by your mama and your daddy or whoever your guardian was.
Right.
You are now in relationship with somebody who is not your mama or your daddy.
Correct.
Or your guardian.
Correct.
So you mean to tell me you want me to operate like Big Mama?
Right.
I don't know how that's going to work.
Right.
With Big Mama, who was born 1959.
Or 1940-something.
1940-something. Lee Charles took care of all the bills.
Yes.
You know, he managed her lifestyle.
Right.
Of course, them 3 bowls weren't going to be in the sink. What else Big Mama had to do?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They don't put in full perspective.
Right.
That the standards that they have in their mind.
Right.
How it may or may not work for their current situation. Right. And I'm not just saying in romantic relationships.
Just
I'm saying
in all relationships. From work to friendship, all of it all plays a part.
Yeah.
And I say that's why I say I retract that, because that is on me, because I feel like when I talk to people, or when I think when I talk to people, everybody should have emotional self-awareness. That is not a thing. Because if they did, when somebody tells them no, it wouldn't cause disruption.
It wouldn't cause disruption. And how about this? Before we ask this person a question, let me evaluate.
Yes.
Who I'm asking, why I'm asking, and what am I expecting from this person.
Correct.
Right? So if I know she works a job and her job starts at 4:30, she may not be the person I should be asking to go to 7 p.m. happy hour.
Correct.
Right? Maybe I should be asking those people that get off of work at 6.
Correct.
That may got a little energy by the time 7 o'clock comes.
Correct.
Maybe I shouldn't get mad at the person who get up at 4:30 that she never go to happy hour. She supposed to be my friend. We ain't had a margarita yet. Okay, well, I mean...
Has it made or break your life?
Has it made or break? Some questions shouldn't be asked in the first place, in my opinion.
Correct.
Before you even get to the point of having to say no and set that boundary, we need to have a certain level of awareness.
Yes.
Scratch that. We need to have a certain level of consideration.
Yes.
Consideration for that other person.
Yes.
Consider.
And then on top of work life, whatever, sometimes people just don't want to go out for their own mental stability.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that I'm like you. I'm sociable. Mm-hmm. Like, I speak to people. We're going to have a great time. We're going to laugh. We're going to kiki. We're going to do it all. But when I'm not wanting to be in a sociable way, so to speak, that's when I'm going to say no. Because I already know what my mental capacity has already been for either the day or the week. So I know I got to shut it down. Because one, I need time.
I need to quit it.
I need time to not be in the public.
Like I said, I'm not going to be nice. I'm not going to be, you're not going to like me anymore. Let me go to bed. Let me go to bed.
Yeah, and I always get teased for taking naps. And I keep telling people, you need to take naps because they recalibrate your brain.
You know I'm the captain of the nap team. I want to be a nap when I grow up. I want to marry a nap. I want nap to be my man.
Yes, I want a man that be like, come on, babe. Let's lay down and take a nap. Oh my God, I will love you forever. Cause like, what? We taking a nap? Sign me up. Sign me up for a nap. I want a nap. I want a nap, buddy.
Me.
Cause people are upset and they frustrated. And I have had friends ask me, well, what do you do when you upset? Take a nap. Mm-hmm. Because after you get that little bit of rest, whether it's 30 minutes, an hour, sometimes it can be 2 or 3 hours. When you wake up, you aren't in the moment of that frustration that you were.
Upset be as deep as a goldfish brain. Once I take that nap and I wake up, I'm like, what was said?
Yes.
And by who?
You recalibrate. And I think people need to understand, like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So we talked about saying no to socializing and being okay and the consideration for others. What about people who don't know how to take no's with finances? Let me hold $5.
Okay, so you
breathe, friend, breathe.
You done made me take a deep breath.
She holding her temples again. She's breathing heavily. She's blinking hard.
So here's my thing about asking for money. Make me your last resort. And I'm not being funny. I'm not, and I'm going to tell you why. I am one of those people that this is my Achilles heel and I stand on it and I know it because I know myself. Mm-hmm. I hate asking for help. That's just who I am. I will work.
And she also struggles accepting the help that's offered to her. That's just a little caveat to that.
True. True. Hey, I take accountability. It's absolutely true. But I'm like that because it's like I have that mentality like nobody's coming to save me. I will work 2 or 3 jobs to make sure that, especially on the financial side, to make sure that I'm straight. Mm-hmm. Because I am nobody's responsibility financially but my own. So that's why when I tell people, make me your last resort, and it's not that I don't got it. I might have it, but make me your last resort. Show me that the bank told you no. Show me that your mama told you no. Show me that your daddy, your auntie, your cousins. Because my thing is, if you didn't have me, what would you do? Mm-hmm. So that no, and sometimes I understand people be in a bind and they be embarrassed and, to a certain degree because they probably didn't ask their parents or whoever 50, 11 times. And I get that. And still, in that instance, my answer is going to be no. And I need you to figure out what would you do if you could not call me.
I feel like by the time people, you know how you say make me your last resort? Mm-hmm. I feel as though there's a lot of life that was lived between the circumstance, okay, and you asking me. Right. So what decisions were you making? This is where people get pissed at me. This is where people get mad with the no.
Yep.
Because I start dissecting how did we get here?
Yep.
I try to figure out the logic. How do we get here? What decisions were made?
See, you go there. I don't even want to know, baby.
I'm still going to say no.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to figure out. But you want to
figure out how you got there.
Listen, because there's some people that will tell you I'm having an emergency. Mm-hmm. And I get to asking questions.
Right.
And then I deduce no emergency is happening.
Correct.
It's very rare that somebody has actually asked for an emergency.
Right.
I'm telling you, I can't think of maybe 2 times it was a legit fire is happening. Mm-hmm. There's something going down.
Right.
All those other occasions, it was complete and total BS. Something you could have went without.
Right.
Something that you could have pulled resources from elsewhere. You not collecting quarters?
Or bottles. We live in Michigan.
We live in Michigan. You ain't collecting pennies. I got a whole jug of coins I can cash in right now. So
you're the reason why there's a coin shortage.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Leave your change at the vending machine if you want to. Leave it. Leave it at the vending machine. You don't want it? You go to the gas station, you think you're too bougie. Oh, yeah, these were my quarters. Mm-hmm. I just walked up here. Mm-hmm. These are mine now. Yeah. No shame whatsoever.
Yeah.
But that's the resourcefulness.
Right.
Okay. I see a lot of life being lived. I see bottles being popped.
I see weed being bought.
I see weed being, that's a big one.
Because we in Michigan, it's legal here.
Baby.
I have seen people buy so much weed, but your car tires are on flat.
Well, we can even talk about the car. We live in Michigan. It's and Detroit and Metro Detroit to be specific. The Motor City, they love a good car.
Yes.
They love a good car.
Yes.
Okay. I've been ducking and dodging the Kia boys for the last couple years.
Yeah.
So
you didn't have busted windows.
I've been ducking and dodging the Kia boys, okay?
Yes.
Can't catch me.
Right.
But you in the new whatever.
Yes.
You can't ask me for no money.
No.
And I'm making a sacrifice to...
You got on the new Jordans, whether they real or fake. Got Gucci belt, please. If you don't step the furthest away from me.
Listen.
First of all, and if I don't hang up on you. Because if it's a phone call and I look at the caller ID and I see who calling, I'm not answering no way. Because first of all, and this is what I don't like. How people try to come up on me is people that haven't talked to me in a long time.
Oh.
So they'd be like, oh, let me call her and see what she up to and then try to ease into it. No.
Is it, okay, let me ask you this. Is it like the sob story where you hear the violins in the background?
Yes. But
in the arms of the angel.
I'm not going. I'm not going. Because as soon as the number hit my call ID, first of all, I don't even talk to you. First of all, I don't even talk to you on a regular. Second of all, anybody that know me, I only talk to a handful of people actually on the phone.
Yeah.
That's second. Third, everything is communicated through text. So you dotting my phone and actually dialing my number to call me, and we haven't spoke in, I give like maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5 years. Nah. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, girl.
Yes. So it'd be that some of the time, and then I'm just like, no.
So it's always Jedi mind tricks that take place.
It is.
Whenever someone is trying to present a situation to avoid that dome. Right. So it's always that element of peer pressure.
Yep.
You know, do it because, you know, you my friend. Do it because you love them. Come on.
Making their emergency your emergency.
I will put that in the manipulation category. They try to manipulate you into doing what they need you to do.
Yes.
Some people get angry at you.
Yes.
And then expect you to be fearful of their reaction and just cave in.
Right.
You'll get hung up on. But that's another one. Some people really do react to anger, though. They cave when they loved one or friend gets upset.
And I just and you know what I do to that? I hit them with silence. And then when they get done ranting, you done?
Yeah. Kind of like how you have to do a toddler.
Yeah.
Like let them have their meltdown. You just got to pause.
Yep.
You can't really intervene on a 3-year-old. You gotta let them tire themselves out. Yeah.
You done? Okay. The answer is still no.
Yeah.
You need to figure it out, especially if, like you said, you do the investigation. I have stopped doing investigation because, for one, like I said, make me your last resort. And if I'm your last resort, make me your extra last resort, because it's too many steps before you get to me. Like, I don't have children, like biological children that rely on me. So yes, I do have income. But if you know me, my income is accounted for because I like to go. I like to go and do things.
It's already been assigned.
It's already been assigned and attached to something. So, but at the same time, it's just like, don't be manipulative, like you said, and just think like, oh, she got it, she'll help me out. No.
Yeah, some people hit you with the, you know, you don't love me. You supposed to be my sister, my brother, my friend. People always say, hey, have my back. You look at you ain't got my back.
But how did you arrive here?
And that's why I like to do the investigation, because those are my opportunities to be like, let's cut shit. Like, let's pause. Let's talk about it. Because you're saying today you don't have no gas, okay, to get to work. So when you say now today I don't have no gas, why was it that your location on the social media, you were tagged 6 cities over?
Correct. Or no, not even in the same state.
Not even in the same state. I don't understand how you knew you were short on the priority, right? get back and forth to work. Some days, some weeks, all I had was gas money to get back and forth from work in the budget.
Correct.
So that means I came home, parked it.
Yep.
Went back to work, parked it. Came back home, parked it.
Yes.
Went back to work, parked it.
Yes.
I didn't even leave the building for lunch.
Right. No ripping and running. Not none.
It didn't even leave to go around the corner to go get lunch.
Nothing.
Packed me a sandwich.
Yes.
And kept it moving with a fruit cut and called it a day.
Correct.
I don't get why people, I guess it's a sense of entitlement.
Yes.
Why they feel like they don't have to make those sacrifices. Mm-hmm. The sense of entitlement, and some people have not mastered no.
They haven't.
It's some people that get so embarrassed because they so busy putting on the front, trying to look good in front of their friends. Okay, I gotta act like I got it.
Oh my God.
I'ma say I ain't got no gas money to be going all the way up there.
No.
I'm gonna be at the crib.
And that's it.
Some people don't have it in them.
They don't.
To say that. It's maybe an element of pride.
It could be, but at the same time, they're putting themselves in danger of like financially overextending themselves. Because I've always been one, I don't lend out what I'll miss.
Right. You can't.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't.
So if you ask me for $50 and I give it to you and then you don't pay me back, 9 times out of 10, I ain't going to say I'm going to let it slide, but I'm going to be like...
I'm like you. I give it with the intent of not getting it back.
Right.
But I also let this person borrow it.
Yep.
They never paid it back.
And you'll never get another nickel.
You can't circle back.
You will never get another nickel. I have a few in my life like that. You can't ask me for nothing.
Ooh, and you will never get off the list.
Never.
You on the list for life.
Because that's showing me that even though I helped you, and it's not to say, because we dealing with social media, you holding a grudge. It's not holding a grudge.
It's a boundary.
It's a boundary. And that you not paying somebody back is letting them know that your irresponsibility will continue.
The being irresponsible is one thing, but it also lets that other person know how you really feel about them.
Correct.
You don't care about me.
No.
You don't care about me because
I'm a means to an end.
I'm a means to an end. You don't care about me. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, you don't know what sacrifice I made to give you that $50.
Correct.
You don't know if I had to eat ramen noodles for a whole week because I gave you $50.
Correct.
You don't know if I had to catch a bus to get to work because I couldn't afford the gas or
I cut a bill short. Like, I'm gonna give such and such this money, but I'm gonna cut this one bill short because I know I got a little leeway on this bill, and you don't know.
You don't know that. So to put somebody else in danger after they done made a sacrifice for you, that is just the ultimate disrespect.
And it's selfish.
And it's so selfish. And then the nerve of you.
Yes.
Okay. This is the cherry on top. You mofos. Woo-wee. Hey, just checking in to see when I'm going to get my funds back. I just want to get a, clear deadline on when you'll be able to pay me back. Girl, it ain't that serious. It ain't
I'm going to give your little funky $50.
Oh, now my 50 is funky. Wow. Wow, my $50 is funky. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Now I'm just throwing $50 out there as a random number, but we've given people hundreds and some people even thousands.
Yeah. Yep.
Thousands.
Yep.
And you got the nerve to tell me your little funky two bands ain't nothing. It ain't nothing.
To who?
Am I Oprah?
Because some people, that is enough to come see you.
Am I Oprah though?
Right, no. Because you messed over 2 bands, that's enough for somebody to come and see you in person.
Okay.
And harm you.
Okay.
Because, that ain't just no money you just giving somebody just on a humble.
Listen, it's 2 bands on somebody's head right now as we speak.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
Okay. In some hood across
the
America.
Yes.
It's 2 bands on somebody's head right now.
Yes.
And you gonna tell me
Right.
my 2 bands is funky?
Yes. Yes. I've seen people get hurt for less. So my thing is just respect people and their nose. Like, Lil Duval make a joke of this all the time. They be in his DMs talk about, I need help with my rent. I need help with this bill. And the next slide over, after he showed the DM, he be like, no, that is not of God or something like that. And I totally feel him.
Like, I'm not interrupting with the Lord's plan or something.
Yes.
Like, if your plan is to get evicted,
that was in God's plan.
It's a lot of steps prior to eviction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Eviction don't happen overnight.
It doesn't.
It just
happens over time.
Over time. Mm-hmm. That's just one example. It's the domino effect.
Yes.
To get to that point. In most emergencies, most situations, there is a domino effect. There's decisions that were made.
Yes. It's a court date involved.
Whole lot of stuff.
Yes.
But even outside of that, outside of evictions, there's a lot of decisions made prior to that emergency.
Even with your utility bills, they offer payment plans. They offer budget plans. Mm-hmm. They offer you what is it, 411?
I know somebody who lost their job and they were trying to figure out how they gonna manage their phone bill and stuff. I said, you need to call that company and say, "Yep, I don't have no job. I just lost my job. Mm-hmm. I'm going through a hardship." I say hardship.
Yep.
Tell them.
Yep.
They ain't gonna do nothing. Pick up their phone and call them folks. Mm-hmm. Now, you've been paying this bill for how long on time?
Right.
You've been a customer for how many years at this point?
Right.
Call them.
Right.
What they do, lowered their bill by half.
Yep.
And gave them 2 months to catch up on their plan.
Correct.
Had you never asked, had your pride been in the way?
Yep.
Okay. Pride always comes before the fall.
Correct.
They could have said nothing and just allowed their phone to just get cut off.
Right.
But they wasn't prideful. They said, you know what? I'm going to take the advice.
Yeah.
Y'all got to learn how to take the advice.
Right.
Too, because a lot of stuff can be worked out. You didn't have to call me to ask and say, I'm behind on my phone bill. Can you pay it?
No.
Last resort. That's the last resort she's talking about.
Yes.
Did you not work it out?
Right. Did you call the people you getting the services from and ask them, can they help you?
Oh, Lord.
Before you, first of all, ask them before you ask anybody in your life. Ask the people you getting the services from. Hey, I lost my job, or this third and third is happening. What can you do to work with me? I guarantee them people gonna try to work some out. Unless you owe them thousands of dollars. Now, the energy people, they're gonna be like, now wait a minute.
But again, you've done a lot to get to that point.
You've done a lot to get to that point. But even still with that, they're gonna say call 411 or 211 or whatever to help.
And there's a lot of independent resources that you can tap into.
Right.
When you are going through a hardship.
Because we have to tell it, because I work in healthcare, we have to tell some of our patients that sometimes, like, call this number, call the community, and call Salvation Army, see who can help you.
Call around.
And see who can help you with your utility bills, your water bill, your rent. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say make me
the last resort. Mm-hmm. We have to do better with not trying to, with avoiding burdens, the burdens we place on our friends and family.
Right.
Some of us just feel like because I have friends, because I have family, I'm just going to lean on them and wear them out. Some of y'all habits be so doggone bad. The family be tired.
Yes.
The friends be tired.
Yep.
And then you go back out there and you do the same thing next pay period.
And my thing is, if I see a pattern,
what Lil Duval saying? I can't interrupt God's plan.
I can't interrupt God's plan for you. I'm backing all the way off, because if people consistently help you out of a bind, what are you learning? What are you learning? You're not learning anything, because somebody is consistently bailing you out. If every time you fall behind 2 or 3 months behind on your rent and your parents or your grandparents or your aunt and your uncle coming through and saving the day, you going to continue to do it because I know my aunt, my grandma, my mom, my daddy going to help me out. You're not learning anything.
So let's talk about how it is a real thing of interrupting God's plan.
Absolutely.
A lot of glory is achieved through hardship.
Correct.
Some people feel like they're not supposed to go through any hardships.
And that's just not a true description of
and
life.
I'm going to be for real. And it's going to hurt some feelings. Mm-hmm. Some of y'all are so cushioned by your parents.
Yes.
And your grandparents. Mm-hmm. That when they leave this earth, if things go in natural order.
Yep.
So I can't even say God forbid, because this is how natural order is supposed to go. Children are supposed to bury their parents.
Correct.
Children are supposed to bury the grandparents.
Correct.
So if things go in natural order, you are going to be living a section of your life without them.
Correct.
There's no way you should be just now finding out how to deal with hard times when these people are gone.
Correct.
You should be understanding what a no means prior to them leaving.
Correct.
You should have some sort of understanding what it's like to make those temporary sacrifices.
Yes.
To be able to tap into your resourcefulness.
Yes.
And figure it out. Now, enablers,
they exist. And that's why what you just said, they struggle when the grandparents and the parents
have a whole breakdown. Can't make it.
Can't function from day to day.
And I know some people that never recovered.
Never recover.
Off of the loss of their parents, never recovered because they cushioned them so much.
Yep.
Always there as a parachute. And the parents, the only way that your kids are going to understand that no is if you set that boundary.
Correct.
Like if you say yes to everything.
Yeah.
Every time they short on something, every time they coming up, and then you figuring out a master plan to save them, what are they learning?
Right. And I get it. Like we're not parents. I get it. You don't want your child to experience harsh realities. But on the flip side of that, you're crippling them because if they don't know how to navigate that avenue of harsh realities, they're going to fold. The world is going to eat them.
You know what? I think a lot of parents in their mind, they say, you know what? I can provide, better for my child. I can support my child. I'm always going to be there for them, blah, blah, blah. Right? That's a good thing. Mm-hmm. And as a parent, you should. But sometimes it seems as though parents try to shield their children from human experience.
Yeah, reality.
Yeah, like this is just the nature of what a 20-something-year-old will go through.
Right.
This is the nature of what a 30-something-year-old will go through.
Yeah.
This is just what teenagers go through. So are you cushioning to the point to where they can't even feel like the natural development and natural progression into adulthood?
Right.
And some people are still being maintained by their parents in adulthood.
We ain't gonna talk about the 55-year-olds that still live in their mama's basement. I'm just gonna leave that all the way alone. But I'm gonna throw it out there.
We're gonna leave
because it is happening. You 55 in your mama's basement.
And to clarify, okay, because we are to honor our mothers and fathers. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about the ones in the basement and helping support their parents.
Correct.
That's a whole different situation.
That's a whole different situation.
Okay, we ain't talking about y'all because you are to take care of your parents.
Correct.
And help them out. Living with them ain't the problem.
Living on them.
Okay.
Is the problem. It's a difference.
It's the difference. And don't think can't nobody tell the difference.
Correct.
Between the ones that's just living with them
and living on them.
Okay. It's very obvious. Can't hide it.
No.
I just find it so humorous.
Yes.
So humorous.
Because it is happening. And you just like, so you and your girlfriend living on your mama Social Security.
Ooh, wee.
I know I'm going to hurt some feelings, but it's happening.
Ooh, wee.
It's happening.
Say no, mamas.
Say no, mama.
Grandma, say no.
Grandma, say no. Auntie, say
no. No, auntie. Tell them no. I know nephew, that's TT baby. Tell nephew no.
Yes.
You have to.
Because it's a disservice, because when you leave this earth, this human being is going to struggle. And that's why people get off into other things. It's just like they self-medicate on different things.
Mm-hmm.
Alcohol, drugs, whatever. They get off into different things because they don't know how to cope with reality. Like, this world don't owe anybody nothing.
Mm-mm.
So you have to learn those coping mechanisms when you're told no. The worst thing somebody can say as far as if you apply for a job is no, right? The worst thing if somebody asks you out on a date, the worst thing they can say is no. So why can't we adapt that when it comes to finances or if we want to go somewhere?
Well, I know one thing for sure is that people are not teaching their children or even having discussion about coping skills, coping mechanisms. It seems as though they're skipping that conversation entirely because they're too busy trying to avoid the circumstance or the hit of the circumstance. They feel in their mind that, and when I'm saying that, I'm saying people these days in general, and it's making a generalization, we shouldn't have to experience a struggle to begin with.
Correct.
It's very delusional.
It is.
It's very delusional. People say when they go through a hard time, why me?
Why not you?
You alive, ain't you?
Correct.
You alive.
And it's not everything. And people get confused with you're having a hard time with you're being beat down. No, some people's paths are hard. And I acknowledge that because some people have different upbringing, which we spoke about. But if you are putting your own self in situations that you know are going to garner horrible results.
Those are the people we talking about.
Yes.
We do know people come into this world, some people without a chance.
Without a chance.
They come into some lions' dens, some wolves. They raised by hyenas.
Yes.
Okay? I've seen rats treat each other better than some of y'all humans treat y'all own children.
Correct.
Okay? I think I've seen a rat kiss their baby in the alley before.
Right.
Sure did. Kiss that rat baby and then threw the baby on his back.
Yeah.
And walked down the alley with that rat baby.
And treat it way better than some of these people. Because people having kids for servants. And I'm like...
Okay, and we not even going to talk about the ones that had the kids and put them in trash cans.
Okay.
So we acknowledge that people have some rough starts.
Yes.
And there's nothing you can do about your beginning.
No.
It's absolutely nothing.
Nope.
But what I see very common is that those of us who have very regular upbringings.
Correct.
And our parents have decided to say yes in too many areas.
Yes. Struggle.
And now you the adult who can't take a no.
Struggle bus.
Struggle bus. You cry when you don't get the promotion. I've seen people at work cry.
You and me both. You and me both.
About to have a breakdown.
A whole conniption.
Steady breaking me down.
Right.
Breakdown.
Correct.
Over a no.
Yes.
And that's concerning.
It is.
It's not a pill that can fix a no.
No.
It's no pill.
It's not. And I think what society has to understand is that nobody is saying no to be mean to you in essence. Sometimes that no is saving your life. Because you might think you want something so bad and they tell you no, and you later on find out I could have been unalive if I had went this route. So all no's ain't bad.
I truly believe God is all-knowing.
Yes.
And can see leaps and bounds in the future.
Yes.
So if I get a no today, there is a story behind why that wasn't the path for me.
Correct.
I saw a post online from a young lady. I think her name is Signed Blake or something like that. Mm-hmm. I follow her. She's bought a home in Chicago. She decked the house out. Mm-hmm. I'll be following her to figure out where she be getting furniture and stuff.
Okay.
Said, child, let me say this, say that. Mm-hmm. But anyway, she did something on Threads where she was talking about a guy that she was dating, and the relationship didn't work out for whatever reason. Fast forward in the future, the guy was a whole psychopath in prison. Mm-hmm. I think he, touched on another girlfriend, kid or something. It was some weird situation, but she was basically like, whoo, dodged the bullet.
Yes.
That no was ordained.
Correct.
The no was meant to be.
Yes.
And I'm so glad I took the no in stride.
Yes.
Now, it's some women who would have got the rejection from their man and chased him to the ends of the earth.
And end up in the worst predicament possible. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. So I'm a firm believer of rejection doesn't mean that there isn't another path for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as far as us saying no individually, like I said, sometimes it's the mental capacity of being social at that moment. It's just like, I just do not want to do this.
So when you get a no from that friend,
don't take it personal.
Don't take it personal.
Because you don't know what they're dealing with or what they're trying to protect themselves from, or just generally they don't have the capacity to be present in that moment or whatever that is. Don't take it personal. Don't take it personal.
Yeah. The conversation should be, you know what, when we get a chance to talk about it, I'm going to tell you how it went, girl.
Right.
And go from there.
And if you are really want to, it's because sometimes people really just want the vibe of you get there. Because I get that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like we going to see K-Dot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we know we have to experience that together.
Yeah. So
you need a vibe of certain people at things, and I get that. But at the same time is, if you genuinely want the vibe of your friend, just figure out another setting where y'all can hang out. That's that's a happy medium.
Meet like people in the middle.
Just be like, hey, boo, I know you can't go this time, but let's get together because I just want to see your face. I want to be around you. And just play it like that.
Okay. So we got the social now. Mm-hmm. Be okay with them being in the house. Mm-hmm. Let them stay in the crib.
Yeah.
Then we got the romantic no. Mm-hmm. What they say, rejection is actually a redirection.
Correct.
You just not supposed to go down this path.
Right.
Then we got the parents who need to be able to tell their kids no.
Correct.
Stop saving them from everything.
Correct.
They gotta feel it.
Yes.
It's okay to be told no.
Yes.
Then we also have the folks who don't feel like they should ever feel a no or receive a no. So you got the entitlement aspect.
Yes.
The world don't owe you anything.
Nope.
You need a little rejection sometimes.
Yes.
Then we got the people who always campaigning. Well, let me get $5. Let me get $20. We have collectively decided we telling y'all no in 2025.
Oh, 2025.
No. You can't have $5. You can't have 20.
Mm-mm.
No.
It's a mission going on. No.
Can't do it. Mm-mm. It's not the Lord's will.
No, it's not. Like Lord Duval said. He said all the time.
I gotta find one of them posts.
He said it's not in God's will.
It cracked me up every time.
Every single
time. And it'd be so funny. I know what that second slide gonna be.
Yes. And I be giggling just to swipe. Because
I read petty.
But he's correct. It's like, how can you he's a complete stranger. And you have the mitigated goal to ask this man to pay your rent.
It's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah. Y'all be okay with no.
Be okay with
it's
no.
All right. You'll survive.
You will.
Okay. No's are really just yeses for something else.
Correct.
That's all.
And it's also a way for you to find a solution on your own to better your situation.
You don't know how smart you really are.
Until you utilize that part of your brain.
Yep. Till you have no choice.
No choice.
But to tap in.
That's right.
Tap in to go hard. I'm Team 2025. No's across the board.
Yes. Absolutely. And please proceed with caution.
Bye.
Bye.